Respect is something that I feel like has been fully lost, especially in 2026. I feel like even the purest form of respect, even down to the definition, has been muddied a bit. Because people tend to associate respect with having accomplishments under their belt that are worthy of any sort of praise and admiration. But respect in the purest, simple form is being lost or has been fully lost. The golden rule still applies. You need to treat everybody the same way that you want to be treated. And but you see a full turnaround of disrespect from kids, from parents, from teenagers, from role models, from father figures, from mother figures, in our communities, in our countries, with our leaders, all across the board. You're seeing it less and less nowadays. Because people have this tendency to believe if somebody disagrees with them or they did something out of the ordinary after feeling isolated and with no guidance or no direction, that they are an enemy. And they are inherently bad and they should be fought. But you can still hate a person and still respect them. You know? Even down to their actions. They've done horrible things. They raped people. They killed, stealed, disrespected God. But even then, even if they did something that you do not like, you still have to treat them with the most basic form of respect. And doing that is hard. And you maybe think to yourself, well, how can you do that? That's not possible. If they done something that is truly abhorrent, that they deserve to be treated like a second-class citizen. They deserve to be treated as if they are subhuman. I don't know about you, but that's not the way that I want to live my life. We're all humans, even down to celebrities, YouTubers, us making content on the internet. We're just like you. We're just people trying to find a way, trying to make ends meet. We're trying to be respectable and likable and gain an audience. We're just people. And when you no longer see a content creator as a person, when you start to praise them and attack them, either or, it can apply either way. When you start to praise and attack them without even knowing that this person has a backstory, there is more to what meets the eye. There is something more beyond the camera. It becomes dangerous. And it does have lasting effects on one's psyche. I mean, you can look at the deaths that happen with certain content creators. It it inevitably ends in suicide because they don't know how to cope with said anger. Or at least the good ones too. The good one's been beaten down to a pulp by the world so much that it's nearly impossible for them to see a way out. We're all humans. And whether or not we deserve to be, whether or not we deserve to be treated equal to our human counterparts, that we deserve the same equal preferential treatment as everybody who exists on this earth, or we all don't. And a lot of people will think that I'm speaking general with this, so I want to give a bit of brevity and clarity for this topic. I'm talking about respect because of the frenzy that is surrounding Bryant Moreland. Not EDP, Bryant. Whatever his fucking name is. He changed his name, I don't know. Also with Gideon too. And I do believe that these people had a gift. They had a talent for making people entertained. They were called by God to entertain other people. And they still deserve forgiveness, as we all. And I'm not even going to try to defend the statements that they have done, because even he wish he could take some of those statements back. And if they don't, just like any other social media content creator, just like any other politician, just like any other leader, if there's an afterlife, which I do believe there is a heaven and a hell, they will have to atone for their sins, as we all must. But even as a person, as an individual, they're not these labels. Because it's so easy to label somebody in this day and age. It's so easy to do. It's so easy to boil someone down to a single word or phrase, and that's all they are. Even when you're praising them, I mean, normally it's when you're demoralizing them and humiliating them, but even when you're praising them, even when you put somebody on a pedestal, or you call somebody human scum and trash and worthless and say that they deserve to die, either or, you're dehumanizing them and not seeing them as a person. And even if I get big to the level of 1 million subscribers, that is something that I will never understand. Never. We're all humans. We're all just people. Even content creators, even the worst of the world, even child molesters and murderers and rapists, we're all just people navigating the pitfalls of life, trying to make the ends meet, you know? And I always said that I always wanted to make a difference. I always said I wanted to leave a better world than I came into. But to do so, I must be hard on people. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge that we are all humans. And to do so, I have to advocate the treatment of everybody as an equal. That we all live on the same earth, and we deserve to be treated with the most basic level of respect. We are more than what the world labels us as. I do not give a fuck what race you are, what ethnicity you are, where you come from, what you believe in, or where you are in life right now. All I care about is your heart, your soul. The thing that deep down inside of you convicts you to live a better life. And whether or not you have the opportunity to discover that. And I'm not even talking about EDP or or Jirigana. I'm speaking to the general public because if we are ever going to be more than what we are right now, as as a country, as states, as a country, as the United States, as a society, as the human race, if we're ever going to exceed beyond the societal norms of the world and social media, we have to treat everybody with the same level of respect. And it's hard. It's hard to take the high road. It's a lonely road. Nobody wants to take the high road because of what people think about them. But I must advocate the treatment of everybody as an equal and address people as equals. A sin is no a rape is no different from stealing from somebody or spewing hate and speaking death and life over somebody. Hitting somebody and murdering somebody is no different because they're still sins. And you probably know which religion I believe in if you made it this far in the video. Case in point. You have to treat people as equals. You have to respect them. You have to hear what the other perspective has to say, even if it does not align with your own values. You have to take the moral high ground and show love and respect to everybody. Because if you don't, then what's going to become of us? What's going to become of us in 25, 40, 50 years from now? When the generations that precede us look back and realize that their parents and even their great-grandparents were too scared to treat each other with respect on the most basic level. I believe in this world. I believe very firmly, wholeheartedly, that every last one of us in this world, on this planet, has the potential to do good or evil, to spread love or hate, to ignite unity or ignite division. And whether or not one or the other transpires in our lives, in society, the blood is on our hands. It falls on us. It falls on us to be able to take the high road in the face of the worst adversity. I have so much hope for this nation. I have so much hope for this world, and I have so much hope for for people, and whether or not they decide to live their lives with unity, freedom, peace, love, joy, and compassion for God and the things of this world. And that is something that I will defend to the death. But when it comes to demonizing somebody or antagonizing anybody, I will never stand for that. I will make a conscious effort every day to stand for the people or pray for those people. And before anybody goes on, I know a lot of people are going to twist my words and say, oh, he's supporting these people, or spreading hatred indirectly because I support other people. I personally don't see God or Jesus spreading hate amongst a particular group that he doesn't like. I don't see the Bible talking about spreading hate. I see the Bible talking about urgency and conviction, but I don't see it spreading hate towards a specific group and making one the superior race, or making one the superior person because another person has leprosy and it cuts off all ability for him to have human contact. I see a generation of people who don't know God or Jesus Christ to act like they do. Because at the end of the day, years down the line, there are going to be people that follow in our footsteps. And it's up to you and me to show them what love and respect truly means.